working together with other people and
Creative problem solving.
creative problem solving.
All right.
Employers just don't need to know that you got that from, GMing or playing. Unless they are too a nerd, in which case.
All right, we're back. Now we're not having difficulties from updates and everything else.
Did you ever figure out, Joe, what it was last week?
No. I had to go through and basically redo everything, which is what I was fighting with last week. It was a pain in the ass. No. Alright, if you guys want to go ahead and recap.
Yeah. When last we left off, we finally crossed an extraordinarily long rope bridge. Like, maybe even like a half mile or longer. It was unclear in the darkness. And we did manage to shore it up so that Jorlak could follow. We had a tussle with some cave spiders because Daniel led everyone the wrong way towards a dead end full of spiders, and not the other way, which was the way towards the place we were going to, the city. We found no secret doors down the right side passageway, but I can't remember if that was due to bad rolls or just there genuinely being no doors. Daniel tried to make a map, and it was very bad once again. But we found... Your blur is taking it out.
It just says Danil's map is just squiggles.
Mostly, yeah. But on the plus side, we found a library. Didn't have a lot of valuable information in it. Looks like they took everything that was good to their new city. But we did find a forge to patch up Ula's existing axe, and then, to be spicy, build a new magic axe. And all of the magical members of the party put a little pizzazz into the magic pie, and Daniel made the final checks, and we rolled just a ridiculous number of triumphs on that. Between our checks, that is. I think it was only one on the final one. And so Ula now has a special fancy new magic axe. And I think that is where we called it for now, not fully understanding the powers of what we've done.
I wrote down that Danil has an amazing map.
Our characters will differ on this until the end of time.
Yep. I wrote down Danil has an amazing map. So Ula was very impressed with Danil's map.
He was not. Because this is not the first time Danil has failed me in map making.
I'm just glad I was able to make that callback. That was one of my favorite bits of character for Daniel early on. Just, look, here's what you do. Squiggles on map. There you go.
Well, my favorite part where you were just like, but I am such a great map maker, and I can, I am going to show you what I can do, and then you rolled shit.
Look, he knows plenty of things about maps, but he can't draw them, and that's just canon now.
Isn't that like...
But he thinks he can draw them, and that's what really counts.
Ula believes in him.
He loves him, but won't ask him to draw her a map.
6 generations from now, there's going to be a group of adventurers looking for Danil's lost treasure, and they're going to find this map. And we're like, it's right there, can't you tell?
That sounds like an amazing hook, though. Here's a treasure map made by this legendary figure. What the hell is this? This is nothing.
And then there's one character that might be your direct descendant that rolls a triumph. It's no, it's everything's right here. I know exactly where this goes.
This looks just like the carving above the fireplace.
No, it'd be even better if it was like Ula's descendant.
Yeah.
Should be like, oh,
Best map I've ever
I-
seen in my life.
my great great grandmother told me about the maps that Tanil made when they were adventuring together. Let me look at it. And then she'll look at it and she'll be like, this is awesome.
But that's about it.
All right. So you guys now have this beautifully forged axe. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we still need to find this well. And it's allegedly down in the mines. So we can try looking for more clues or loot up here. But we'll presumably eventually have to go deeper in.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go back to where the wraiths were.
That being said, if a chance arises, I kind of want to find a second weapon around here. Maybe there's a fancy dagger they just left behind for some reason. It was perfectly good, they just couldn't carry it.
I just have to tell you guys what I wrote down about the Eastern Tunnel. I put, we take the Eastern Tunnel. Goddamn motherfucking spiders. Dead end.
Excellent journal.
I think I wrote down Zlaney yeets one of the spiders. Because that's pretty much what happened.
Zelani is the yeet goddess.
Need my protein.
Well, I suppose what we got to do next is, search around for clues for this well, if it's here, and then maybe also be searching for a way out.
Well, we did find a planning map for the city, but the well wasn't on it.
Yeah,
So
it just showed where they were
clues.
planning to continue with some exploratory digging.
Which I guess we could head in that general direction and see if
Right.
we pick up more of a trail there.
Makes sense. Like, if it's not on the map, then maybe it's on the part that's not on the map.
That didn't work.
Be right back.
I really think Joe is one of the wraiths.
What's that?
I really think that you're one of the wraiths. Just when you go a little bit to the side, you just kind of disappear.
So I'm gonna just fade out.
Every so often.
It really worries me how much that makes you giggle. Like, the idea of that makes you giggle.
There are precious few magic rings in Middle-earth.
I don't know if you want to give me this. I mean, I'm not giving it back, but considering what I just added for my heroic ability, I really don't think you want to give me this.
Would you get your axe stats?
Yep.
Are we going to be told? Or
Well,
is it just her that knows?
oh, I can tell you what it has: damage 5, crit 2, And then it's cumbersome 3, pierce 5, superior, vicious 2. It has a bane, 1 boost if enemy is undead, 2 boost per attack.
Wow, 5 pierce, so it negates 5 soak.
Yeah.
Hot damn, we made an axe.
And it just says special will come into play later.
That's vicious.
I am
Vicious 2.
Yeah, Pierce. What was it? That for Pierce 5.
Joe's like, what was I thinking last week when I did that?
I was like, oh shit. Told you didn't want to give me this.
I don't know. It was my idea, but I don't think much of it.
That was a bad idea. I don't like whoever came up with it.
I'm very curious to find out what all magic we put in this thing.
Well, and I just picked up 2 secondary effects for my heroic ability. So while the ability is active, I get to add +2 damage to 1 hit of each attack. And I also get to add a boost to my skill checks while the ability is active. So yeah.
Glad you're on my side.
Right?
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
I guess we're just heading off towards the new area of the city.
Okay.
See what we can find down that way.
All right, somebody give me a streetwise. I'll say hard, but you'll have a boost because you have a map that kind of shows some of the stuff around the area.
I got 3 green.
I also have 3 green.
2 green.
Well, looks like we got no ranks. I might step up to the rolls then. And
You do get a boost, so
do get a boost. I might flip a pip on this one, just to speed us on our way. We've still got plenty of tokens. And that was just 1 boost, right?
I believe so. Man, he's taken away my Pierce 5.
Oh.
He's given me Pierce 4.
Well, that's almost good. If you just started with a Pierced 4, we wouldn't have been sad about it, too. We would have just been happy. Like, oh man, what a high Pierce.
Come on, you gotta give me some sort of a chance here.
And what's the difficulty on that streetwise?
Hard.
I don't know what the rarity can go up to on this, but I'm putting it as high as it'll let me because this is a one-of-a-kind weapon. So far, I'm over 300.
So I clearly didn't succeed. With my advantage, could I find, like, a dagger or something in usable condition somewhere around here?
Sure.
Cool.
Let's see. So yeah, since it'll be a dwarven dagger, the damage will be increased by 1. But the encumbrance value is also up by 1.
That's what one would expect.
Alright, so you guys go wandering around for Good half hour, 45 minutes, and you're finding a lot of just empty buildings. Nothing that looks like any sort of quote unquote recent digging. Where you guys kind of come to a stop, like, okay, something's wrong. You look over and you're about, roughly about 3 blocks over from where you guys started. You've just been walking in big circles.
Look, I'm not saying that there's a trend here, but maybe someone else should take the map just for a little bit.
I'll take the map.
Daniel will begrudgingly hand over the map of Squiggles.
Ula kind of turns it over a little bit. She's like, Daniel, you had it upside down.
What? Upside down? Preposterous. I drew it.
He just looks at Jewel like,
Well,
So you guys begin to wander around again. But another half hour, 45 minutes goes by, and you end up about 5 blocks off from where you started. You're noticing that this one building just keeps calling you guys back. Whatever it is, I mean, something about that building just keeps calling you back.
well, maybe we should go investigate this building.
We should. Well, I was thinking we could like do it like somebody needs to go take a leak and they stumble into this building and that's how we find it. That can be Jewel. That's, I mean, yeah, whatever.
Go for it.
I just feel like the way that we're going, like we're gonna have to find this in some kind of like roundabout way.
Works for me.
that's fine.
I feel like it fits us. So go
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
Well, Jewel's looking for a moment of privacy. And so in doing so, she's going into one of these buildings that looks reasonably intact, searching for a quiet corner.
It's quiet everywhere.
Quiet and out of sight and out of sound range? No.
Alright. Yeah, you usually find one. Looks like it used to be an old, almost like an old shop. You find a corner. And yeah, it is deathly quiet in here.
Like unnaturally quiet?
It's bordering on it.
All right, so then Jules gonna look around a little bit, see what else she can see.
Looking around, I mean, there's scattered paper, some little pieces of like tattered clothing that have just kind of slowly disintegrated through age. A couple little bundles that look like it might have been cloth at one time, but has just degraded beyond repair. Couple sacks, looks like it's probably like flour, something like that, have holes in them down towards the bottom. They've just kind of deflated it on themselves in the corner. Other than that, it looks like it's been pretty much picked through, other than the rotting wood of the shelving.
I'm not sure then, because there's nothing there that really stands out that seems like it would grab Jules' attention.
We could always try searching for sources of magic around here. I can't remember if we tried using Detect Magic once we were inside the city.
Nope.
I mean, Daniel will do that outside. Just try to see if he can detect any nearby sources of magic.
Okay.
I think in the past we've treated it as a utility spell.
Yeah.
Would I have to make any sort of verse check for that?
I know we have at some points. Give me a verse check. We'll go average.
There we go.
How are you? What form of? Not what form. How are you using your magic to find, or to kind of detect it?
So Daniel is whistling a tune, and when it goes out in pulses, like a sonar almost, and it will only echo back to him if it bumps into another source of magic, and give a sense based on where it came from.
All right. So right away you get pinged right back. You turn around and look, and Ula's standing right there, and it's pinging off of her axe.
Well, god damn it.
But as you're sitting there, it takes a while. Probably almost 5 minutes, you get a soft ping back.
What direction did it seem to be coming from?
So the northwest.
Well, it's not much, but it's some kind of directional lead. We can try to follow this as we go.
Alright, you guys head that way?
Yeah, I suppose once Jewel rejoins us, we'll
Sure.
go on the road.
Yep. Joel comes out, ready to go.
Alright. So you guys begin to, once again, wander through the Dwarven city. Once again, following Danelle. Speculation's high.
Ula believes in you, Stell.
Streetwise again.
No, but if you want to do another verse, you can kind of keep pinging it like sonar.
Oh, thank goodness. Average still?
Yeah.
There we go.
So as you continue, you're noticing it's getting stronger. Pings are coming back, or coming a little bit faster. So you begin to quicken your pace. You also notice that it's moving. But you continue following it, continue pinging. And you start going down through some rough carved tunnels. Your music echoes through, and the pings are getting stronger. Keep following it, and it comes out to a smallish cavern. It's about 30 feet or so in diameter. And on the opposite side, you can see a sealed up door.
Now this is promising. They did say they sealed it up before they left. Anything notable about the door? Does it appear locked or just
This one
shut?
is
No way.
where you're so used to seeing a lot of stone. I mean, a lot of wooden doors. This one is reinforced wood. So you got, standard wood door, but you've got the metal kind of reinforcing it. And it's cracked open slightly.
The door is cracked open?
Yes.
Like it had been sealed, but it's... Okay, the seal came off.
Or at least the door has been opened.
Somebody broke the seal.
Yep. It's never good.
Ula looks at everybody and she's like, should we go?
Be silly not to after coming all this way, I suppose.
When have we ever shied away from an open door?
I'm glad you said that. And she pulls out her brand new axe and she leads the way. And Jorlak will take up the back.
All right.
Garned on his back, I'm sure. That damn goblin rides my dog into battle more than me.
Well, I mean, you're not using it. So. Somebody's got to get him trained.
That's true.
All right, so as you guys go through the door, it goes on for about 30 feet and then curves to the east. As you get closer, you can see a light flickering. Looks like normal torchlight. You can hear echoing coming from down there. It sounds like somebody or multiple someone's chiseling away.
You know, for a lost city, there seems to be a lot of people here.
True.
I've heard enough horror stories to know where this is going, but I suppose we'd best investigate all the same.
Ula just grins and starts forward. Axe at the ready.
Leroy Jenkins.
All right. Anybody else following her, or is it?
Yeah,
really
Daniel
going
will
ahead?
stay nearby.
I have the other source of light, so I think I need to go too.
All right.
Yeah, I imagine I follow too at a distance.
All right. As you creep forward, are you guys trying to be quiet?
Yeah,
Sure.
All right, give me stealth checks.
Oh god.
We're gonna go.
Trying.
We're gonna go hard, but you'll get a boost because the sound of people chiseling is covering the sound of your steps. But you also get a setback because the light from Keela's staff is kind of illuminating the tunnel you're following.
Yep. This is gonna be fun. Nope. I have one dice in stealth. Yep.
I like that Jewel has stealth.
I didn't think I was going to pass either. I thought for sure I was done in, so. You almost passed, too, is the thing. Like, that's a pretty good roll for having only one green.
I know. That stupid setback die.
Alright. What about Zelani?
There's-
Yeah, I was actually looking to see if I had any additional something to add to people, but it doesn't look like I do. So the stealth, and what was the rest that I need to do? Looks like 3 purples and a black.
Yep, a blue and a black. Let's see.
And then I ruin it for you all.
It's fine.
I'm in front. This is fine.
Jeez. Alright, so. Everybody's kind of creeping along. Trying to not make a noise. Keela stubs her foot, or like stubs one of her toes on a little rock, which causes her to trip, drop her staff, and it clatters and rolls. Light's still going. As everybody kind of turns to look, Zelani just disappears. Let's see. Do you know what you want to do with your triumph?
And I was just thinking, what am I able to do with it? Am I able to cover for her little stubbing of her toe? Or at least take someone with me to hide?
I've got an idea, if you of a way you could do it.
Go ahead.
Alright, so let's see, because you got enough successes and everything. With your triumph, when she stubs her toe, you kind of spin, and when you do, you grab her, put one hand over her mouth, keep twisting to bring her to the ground, and when you guys land, it actually lays on the staff. So it kind of blocks out that light.
Sounds like something I could do.
Smooth.
Thanks for saving my bacon.
Anytime, lady.
It also gets me back with my staff. So, like.
So you guys sit there for, it seems almost like eternity, waiting to see if anybody's heard you. Nothing. You both-
Still the sound of chiseling.
Yep, just sound of chiseling.
Do we, as we're getting a little closer, do we hear any like voices? Like, are they talking?
Give me a perception check. This would be an average, but you're going to get 2 setback on it.
I've got heightened awareness for perception and vigilance checks. Engaged allies get 2 boosts. Short range get 1.
You guys would all pretty much be considered engaged.
So 2 boosts, 2 setbacks.
I don't know if that stacks, but Jorlak actually has that as well.
Not sure, but for shits and gigs, why not?
Can't say no to that.
Jeez, you guys. Joe, when she rolls me on top of my staff, I will nox it. I'll turn the light out.
Okay.
Sorry, the screen's being glitchy for me. It won't roll.
I know.
Let's see. I may be able to roll for you.
I'm sorry, are we all rolling perception?
You don't have to if you don't want.
But I don't get the same boost that everyone else does. I don't have that, right?
No, the boost is from Zelani and Jorlak.
They
Okay.
boost everyone around them.
I see.
If anybody is engaged with Zelani, it's probably you.
That's true. I guarantee you, she's probably like shh points.
All right. So echoing down the tunnel, you hear one voice, male, giving commands. Doing a lot of, you need to hurry up. Over here. Over here. We can't wait much longer. Danil hears the sound of what sounds like about 4 or 5 people trying to plead. One of them sounds like they're whimpering, but it's very muffled.
He'll just whisper as quietly under his breath as he can to everyone. Prisoners down there.
Hula will just nod.
Key's eyes will get wide, but she understands the situation, so she'll nod too.
And then I guess we creep forward.
Yep.
All right. It's pushing on. You make it around that bend, hugging the wall. And you can see it opens up almost like a little antechamber. And in here, you can see one person dressed in robes, issuing commands to what appears to be skeletons. that look like they're picking at a large stone door. But they're not making a whole lot of headway.
It's a man in the robes, you said, right? We heard a man's voice?
Yes.
Not Jules' friend, the lady in red.
No. As you creep in further, you can see 4 people tied up to the left. And then there's another one to the right that is bleeding from a little head wound. Out cold. Every now and then making soft little whimper sound. That are all bound and gagged.
Daniel, without speaking, is just going to gesture at the prisoners and the guard, and just sort of like hovering back and forth, looking like inquisitively at the rest of the party.
Key will point at the prisoners and then at herself. Like, I'll protect them.
Ula gestures with her axe to the dude. And then she like
Daniel will like tap the hilt of his sword, also gesture at the dude.
These prisoners, do they look familiar? Are they more kobolds?
They do not look familiar. They are not kobolds. One is an elf. That's the one that's got the head wound. A couple of dwarves. And 2 humans. The clothing that they're wearing seems to be more for being outdoors in cold climate.
They're probably the camp.
I had almost forgotten about that camp, but darn, that's right. We never did figure out how old that was either.
With their clothing, looks like it's for cold weather. How dirty and ragged does it look?
Pretty dirty. A lot of them are torn in different areas. But yeah, you can tell they've likely been here for a while from those tears, but from the dirt, it's hard to tell because who knows how long they had been in the woods before.
Yeah, that she was just looking for. Ula was just trying to judge, if they are down here super recently or not. And it looks like it's not. So, okay, so can we see the whole chamber from where we are?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the dude.
So you got on the basically straight across from where you guys are at, you have the door. The one guy who's basically issuing commands to looks like about 10 skeletons that are all trying to whittle away on this door, and it's not doing anything. They've got torches set up on either side, and then a couple more along the wall. Small campfire kind of burning in the middle. Basically just try to keep some warmth going in the chamber. And then you've got, to the left, you got the 4. To the right, you got the 1, and then it basically curls back in to where you guys are.
Do we recognize the dude?
You do not. However, Key, I need you to give me a... What would be a good check for this? Let's see. What would be a good one for it? Give me a hard discipline check.
Haven't failed one of these in a long time.
You guys see Key slowly start backing out. The robe that the guy is wearing reminds you of where you used to be.
Am I frozen? Like, gonna have to...
You're slowly trying to leave without getting his attention.
Okay, assuming Jewel was farther back than Key, because we're somewhere near. I guess when she comes by, she's gonna try to grab her and steady her and give her the question. Like Jewel doesn't know what's going on, so give her kind of questioning eyes of what's going on.
Key's gonna point to her, the marks on her, and then point to him, and then back to her mark.
Do we all see this as well?
Yeah, I mean, you're all pretty much huddled together. You just, like I said, you just notice that she's trying to back out, while basically keeping her eyes locked on him.
Daniel will gesture to Ula and then to Key, and then just a thumb at himself at the robed guy.
Ula looks at Key, gives her a thumbs up and a big old grin. And she's ready. She's gonna kill this dude for you.
Key's like ready to throw up. Like, you guys don't know what you're getting into.
Ula's, well, obviously Ula doesn't know what you're thinking, but if she did, she'd be like, I got you, boo.
I made good friends.
So what do you do?
Ula looks at Danil.
Nods.
Let's do it.
I guess we start creeping forward.
Alright, so for me too, I need stealth checks again. Or for anybody going forward.
Same difficulty as last time or different now?
We'll go same.
Do we get a boost or no?
Yes, because he's still focused on them at the moment.
And Key's light is out now, so no setback from that?
Oh, yeah, correct. is we're going to go in order of the highest successes. So, Danil, what do you want to do?
Darn, I hate having this kind of power. Because probably a foolish thing to do. But in the interest of asking questions first, what I'm going to attempt to do is draw my blades and creep up behind, essentially, like, as best I can, being a short little kobold, like, stick the point of one up against his back and hold the other up to, like, the back of his neck or so, or the side at least. Not say anything at first, but, well, you know what? Maybe whisper once I've done that. Don't move if you value your life.
Okay. Zeleny, what do you want to do?
At this point, basically go up in front of him and let him know that, hey, I'm there as backup and no one's going to bother any of my friends. And be at the ready to attack if anybody attacks back.
Okay. Ula, what do you want to do?
I will enter dramatically. You know what? Ula don't care. She really doesn't. I'm gonna spend a story point to activate my, or flip a pip to activate my heroic ability, and she's just gonna run at the dude.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. Is it going to take 2 moves to get to him, or 1, or?
Well, it'll be 1. Yeah, because now he's basically aware, and he's got Zeleny in front of him, Danil behind him, and you're charging straight at him.
Yep. And I'm just going to go in with my axe over my head. Ula smash. She's going to come at him kind of from the side since they're in front and back of him.
All right, so as you're running in and screaming, the initiative checks. So for all of you, it'll be vigilance. No, sorry, cool, because you guys were prepared for it. It'll be vigilance for them.
I would say that it's vigilance for me.
Vigilance for you as well. All right.
Cool's the one I'm good at.
Ooh, I got 2 advantages.
Me too.
Does that give me a boost on my next discipline check so I can actually do something?
Yeah.
I think that Danil rolled before we toggled on the initiatives. So I don't know if you
did do that.
Add him in, or
Nah, I can add him in though. Wink. All right, so
that was careless of me. I had forgotten.
not perception. Didn't want to do that, but whatever. So there's that one. All right, so PC.
I'd go first.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be Ula going first now.
All right. Well, I would like to smash him with my brand new axe.
A christening for our new baby axe.
He's just gonna
Yes.
say, taking it out for a test drive.
I'm just making sure that I get all of my correct things added to it. All right.
All right, he also does have defense 1 and adversary 2. So it'll be 2 reds.
All right. 2 reds and a black, right?
Yes.
And then let me see here.
Oh, and you'll get the 2 boosts from back to back because we're functionally
Oh,
engaged.
yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, you.
I would like to spend 2 advantage to activate the critical.
Okay.
Do you want to do damage first?
Yeah, 10. You know that too.
Okay. So let me see here. So that's 5, 10, 15 damage. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. It is 17 damage.
Okay.
That is all those fun things you told me. Pierce 3,
Mm-hmm.
Vicious 2. Ooh, that means I get to add plus 20, right?
Yes.
I always forget that part.
Okay. How do you want to kill him?
For Hill.
Oh, come on. You knew this was going to happen.
This is awesome. I feel like something like that would shake Key out of her reverie.
Well, I am going to, like I said, I kind of run up and I cleave down on top of him. And he probably doesn't even really have a chance to react to anything because, and yeah, basically cut him in half.
All right. So yeah, you guys see, well, Danelle more hears the stomping of Ula's feet from behind. Zeleny kind of sees her coming and decides to move a little bit. As the axe comes down, kind of hits him right in the head, begins to split, and all you hear is just it is going through bone and meat and everything, and blood begins to spray everywhere. It shoots out almost hits Laney. Kind of Danil, it's kind of like it's like trying to hit him, and he just peels apart. And they just as both hit the ground.
Ula looks at her axe, and then she looks at Danil. She's like, "This is sweet."
That works as well.
PC.
Are the skeletons still up and about?
Yes.
Okay. Well, since I presume they are still hostile, I can certainly go and try to tangle with them.
All right. So yeah, you move over. You go to the group to your left or your right?
Let's go to my left.
Left. Okay. So yeah, you go over and with the yell and everything, they turn and you just see this greenish, almost fire burning in their eyes, and just kind of as they see you coming at them, it almost seems to flare into their chest.
Don't like that. Yeah, I'm going to start off with an attack here, and let me double check because I have a new talent that's relevant to this, but it won't be just yet. So first, let me roll for my sword.
Okay. They do have one range or one defense.
You know what? This was that ship captain all over again.
Almost.
Almost. Is this like a group of mooks?
It is.
I can kind of double crit on them because I've got the triumph, and I believe my threat against undead with my sword is just one advantage.
Jesus.
With the power of Wraithbane. But just for base damage, that is 5 damage.
Okay.
Is there anything left of them standing after I activate critical on them?
One is still standing. He's just kind of hair back from you. One of them, he's missing his arm. You can see multiple fractures down throughout his leg and his ribs, and he's almost collapsing on himself. Still kind of shambling towards.
Perfect. In that case, I activate a new ability. I am going to use Unrelenting. Once per round after a successful brawl, melee light, or melee heavy combat check, I can suffer 4 strain to make an additional melee attack as an incidental against the same target. It is increased. I do increase the difficulty of the check by 1 because I'm using my offhand dagger for this.
Okay. Yeah, so just go from
So Daniel, far too pleased with himself, is just flourishing through these skeletons, just whirling of blades, just chopping them to bits.
Yeah, I mean, just with you going through them, they're just mincemeal, and the bones just constantly clattering, chipping off, bouncing off the wall. You're pretty sure you might have hit one of the prisoners with an arm.
And I think that does it for my turn.
All right. So the other group that's still remaining. They'll go for Ula because she's right there.
Bring it, Scruffy.
So they kind of shamble towards her. You got defense?
I have my heroic activated, so they're not going to hurt me.
No, I'll just roll then. So yeah, they're... It would actually be kind of comical because they had just been trying to chip away on this stone door that won't give, and now they're doing the same thing to Ula, and it's doing the same thing. You see one of them kind of stop, like look at it, look at her, and keep trying. It just sparks. Nothing.
Ula just kind of like gives him a look, like almost like a pitying look.
The pity side. Just...
Pretty much.
All right, PC.
Go for it, Zelani. You're the next one in the room.
So how many are left? I missed the first part.
There's a group of 5
That are beating on me.
Trying to basically massage Ula.
The dude in the robes is dead. Ula one-shotted him.
He's cut in half.
Then I go and join the nice little brawl with Ula, and I just start attacking the closest one to me.
Okay. So they do have 1 defense. So it'll be average difficulty. So 2 purple, 1 black, and then your attack.
Two purple, 1 black. 2 purple, 1 black.
Yes.
Christ, these dice, and it's wasted against this this fucking little necromancer man and his skeletons.
Which doesn't. Order of Salvation, they like hated magic, so why does this guy have.
Necromantic.
Yeah.
They hated magic.
Yeah, I guess I don't know too much beyond them trying to burn the magic out of me.
Maybe they were trying to steal your magic.
It would make sense why my burns now light up when I do magic.
Are you using any of your talents? Because you knew Feral Strength, you add 1 damage per rank of Feral Strength. To 1 hit.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Of course, you can also do deadly accuracy as well. Or you can add your ranks to... That's the skill. So 4, 8... 13.
I like 13.
Then your Triumph, what do you want to do with that? You can use it to crit, which will basically you'll auto kill one of them.
Yeah, let's go ahead and crit it.
Okay.
I believe I got a +10 as well.
Oh, with minions, basically a crit will just kill. It's once you get up to like rivals and nemesis that they'll actually start taking critical hits. All right, so yeah, if you guys see Zeleny just start dipping in and out, just punching the shit out of these things, and everyone she's hitting is just crumbling. Unfortunately, at one point she kind of catches a jaw wrong and kind of tweaks her hand. So you'll take 2 strain for your threat. But there's 1 left. So, PC.
Key or Jewel?
I'll give you the choice key if you want. I don't know what you're thinking or what you want to do in this dramatic moment.
I think she's still a little. She's still probably a little gobsmacked by the whole thing. Her main thing was to protect the people anyway, so she would just go for like trying to heal that dude. You might as well go.
All right, Jewel kind of like, because Jewel's far the best, she kind of ducks in the room and like does the threat assessment where it's like, well, robe dude is dead. Well, all those are dead. Oh, I guess there's like 1 skeleton still over there, so she'll just like zap some kind of magic, kind of like nonchalantly, like, well, might as well just finish this off.
Kind of go like, boop.
I can actually just picture Jewel kind of just being like,
Bippity boppity, fuck you. Alright, so they do have 1 defense. Unless you do anything special to it, it'd be an easy check since it's ranged. That's if you're just throwing an attack.
Oh my god.
Of course, another triumph. Like, we didn't need another.
So how do you do that?
About to atomize this skeleton.
I think Jewel's like gonna make the skeleton do a little dance, like before, like it's gonna like do some kind of dig, and then just kind of then poof and disintegrate.
she's gonna play with her food first.
You guys just see the skeleton kind of, trying to attack, just kind of start floating. It not really know what's going on. It's just flailing its arms and just slams against the wall and just shatters into pieces. All right.
Well, I guess let's check on everyone. Daniel will look to see like how Key's doing, but we'll go over towards the injured prisoner.
What would my difficulty be on my discipline there to like come back to my senses?
Bring it down to average, and you'll get a boost because you just watched him get split in 2 by Ula.
I pre-rolled. That's probably a bad thing. Okay. I'm gonna look at Danelle and I'm gonna be like, I'm fine. Help the others, and then she's gonna turn to the guy with the split head and she's gonna cast a healing spell.
Before she turns away, Ula just points at her and does this.
Why do I have that song, You Got a Friend in Me, in my head?
It's an easy difficulty, right?
Yeah.
Just for okay. So it's only one person.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding? Wait.
Can't you re-roll?
I have divine intervention, so I'm able to take out the purple dice. Or I think I get. Hold on.
I thought you had something that you could.
My
actually
holy
roll.
symbol removes one difficulty die when adding divine only effects to my magic. And if it's divine magic, does that count? Or is it only divine only effect?
Divine only effect.
Okay, so what healing can I do with divine only effect?
Divine healing.
Resurrection. Bring someone back from the dead.
But I do have divine intervention, which is my heroic ability, so I can remove that dice and make it a success.
All right. So yeah, as you're not sure if it's just from what just happened or your proximity to the well, but it seems to take a minute for the healing to actually start kicking in. You just didn't have that full connection that you're used to having. But you see it start to seal up, and they're just like, huh? What? Huh? Who are you?
Don't worry, you're safe now.
Starts kind of looking around, sees the two-pieced man. Where'd you guys come from? Where are we?
It's a good question. Where are we again?
We're still in the mountains.
In the lost
dwarven
city.
city of Dar Lodar.
Yeah.
There was, I'm guessing that was the guy that grabbed us. He said he needed us for something.
As we release the other people, do any of them remember any more about when they were captured?
Yeah. So as you kind of ask him as you're untying them, you find out that they've been down there for about 6 days.
Was it only this guy and his skeletons?
Yeah, I mean, I heard a few other voices, but I never saw anything.
If you don't mind me asking, why were you injured and not the others?
I tried to run. When they weren't paying attention, I tried to run. I got yanked back and thrown against the wall. That's what I'm guessing. I remember being lifted up and then hitting something hard, and that was it.
Key will grab some of her water rations, give it to him. Just rest now.
All right, what's everybody else doing?
I wanna make what would presumably be a knowledge lore check. Daniel wants to see if he knows, like, do undead usually continue to operate if the caster that's summoned or raised them is dead? Or like how that normally works.
Okay.
To see if see if that was a normal thing that happened with the skeletons.
Okay.
What would be the difficulty on a check like that?
We'll go average. Maybe?
Well, I know nothing about this topic.
Right. Jewel, what you doing?
What was that?
So what you doing?
It's somebody. So I know. He helped the guy who was wounded. Did anybody untie the other ones? The other
Actually,
five.
we did that
Other-
while
Yeah.
Key was healing.
Yeah, Danelle was over there doing that.
I imagine Jewel was helping with that too.
Okay.
Maybe searching what's left of the body for any clues. There's maybe a backpack that wasn't on his back and split in half.
All right. Just give me a. What about average perception? Meow meow.
I have no idea where my useless meow meows are. Well, Sniff's probably on the couch.
I don't know if you can hear, but he's purring so loudly now.
I can't hear it. So
Yeah,
looking
probably
around,
a little bit.
you do find a small bag. It has some, mainly just some rations, some incense in there, a couple other components for something. But there's also, you see 5 smallish black mirrors and 5 purplish looking crystals. There's also a small piece of parchment that's folded up. As you open it up and look through it, you can see it's a diagram of where you're going to assume it's the mirrors need to be placed, as well as where these crystals go. And it looks like there's looks like bodies that are set in front of them, and kind of up over towards the top of the parchment and written in an arch, it just says, to enter the well, one must offer up one of those for which he does not own. Only by making this offer can one enter.
Okay, can you say that again?
To enter the well, one must offer up one of those for which he does not own. Only by making this offer can one enter.
And it's for which.
Yes.
Jewel's going to assume, since this is only talking about masculine, that she can do whatever she wants to enter the well. So it's only about him, so.
See, I'm just waiting for us to learn that it was WITCH witch, and actually everyone here was secretly a witch who was to be sacrificed.
No.
Oh, so there was one thing I want to clarify. Does the robe just remind Key of the order, or is this like one of their robes? Does it look like he was part of that group?
So looking over it, he was a part of the order.
And then Key will say, it's bizarre to me that he was working with magic minions. That goes against everything I know about the order. Or at least to my knowledge.
I suppose there's much we don't know yet. But they wouldn't be the first order of hypocrites in this world.
Nope, and it's very much within the it's very much within their sphere to use people for their own gain and to try to sacrifice them for something like this. But something about this, I don't think they interpreted it correctly. I don't think that this means human sacrifice.
It is rather curious. If only we had a little bit more from the dwarves who originally found this place. I know that they thought it was cursed, but maybe they also learned a little bit more about what it actually does before they fled.
Since this is something that the order that tortured me was trying to go after, I would like to call upon Fianni for guidance, see if I can maybe get some divine intervention in that way to help solve the riddle.
Okay. Give me a. We'll do a divine check. We'll go easy, and you'll get a boost from your coin. So as you sit, clear your mind, reach out. It's a struggle due to the nature of the well. You get kind of battered around, but you're able to make a connection with her. And it's a strong connection. And as you begin to pose the question to her and ask for guidance, you feel a sense of sadness. And it's not from you or anything else. You can feel it from her. And you just hear a very soft voice of Fiona. Sometimes horrific acts need to happen.
So it does require sacrifice.
You must offer up what does not belong to you. You own your own soul. So you must offer up another's. But what you need to ask yourself, is it worth it?
She reverently bows. Thank you for your wisdom and guidance.
I am always here.
She looks to Danelle. Why do we need to go to this well again?
Assuming the spirits are correct, this well is somehow connected to the ice blood warriors that rise here in the north. This curse that's been making things so unlivable here. The whole justification for our friend Thilda's dictatorship. But we may not have to actually enter the well. There's still a great deal we don't know about this.
Because he is right. And she starts crying. It does require a sacrifice I am not willing for us to give.
We already have one dead body sacrificed. One of us could go through. Pointing to the two halves of the necromancer.
This is true. You could try. But she'll kind of relay that Fianna means souls. It requires an offering of a soul. So it begs the question, is his soul still there?
I admit I'm a little less willing to make that kind of sacrifice.
Ula kind of like frowns about the whole thing. Because she's like, how can you offer up another person's soul? I mean,
And why do you need 4 of them? 5 of them?
I'm still stuck on how would I, for example, offer up your soul? How can I do that? It is not mine to give.
Might be the purpose of the ritual items. I admit that this is all well beyond my wheelhouse of academic study, but perhaps these crystals and mirrors are designed for catching souls.
Perhaps it is prudent to destroy it, so no one can make this choice. And she's like pointing at the parchment, the whole thing.
Quite possibly.
It's not worth it. It will never be worth it.
Let me see if I can learn a little bit more. I agree. I don't want to let this continue to exist. But I want to make sure that we do this right. Save everyone. I refuse to accept that we've come all this way in vain. There must be a way to stop the power of the well without buying into its terms. Daniel will mosey on over to the fire, pull out some handy-dandy incense to get it a little bit smokier in here.
All right.
It's not smoky enough yet.
It probably was, but you never can be too careful. Especially with a place like this. This might be dangerous, so everyone stay on guard. I'm just thinking of the best questions to ask here.
Well, let's think about what we know. It does require a sacrifice of a soul that is not yours to get in. Which one does not own? You own your own soul. So it has to be, you have to sacrifice someone else. So we know that.
I think one question for sure. Yeah. Daniel will talk this through with people. He doesn't often do that, but it'll bear this process with him. One question for sure. Can we end the curse of the well without entering it? Easy one. Possible, can the well be destroyed? Not sure if that might be too vague or not as useful, but a possibility.
Well, I think it would be good to know if it can be destroyed, because that would be good information, even if we don't know how.
Then maybe the other question is the answer and how to destroy the well, does it exist somewhere that we can find?
That's fair.
We're sure the goddess talked about soul like SUSOUL, not SOLE, and it's, there's not like a fishing mini game or something like that we have to defeat to find 5 souls.
Something tells me that she would have been clear.
I've heard of some magical folk eating people's shoes if you wander in the wrong places.
I don't think Fiona would have said like soul of feet. I think she meant like, especially with saying some horrific things need to happen.
Well, if Fiona wanted to be helpful, she could have been a little bit more clear about all of this. But what do
It wasn't the question I asked her, though.
Way to scold someone else's god.
Daniel
you talk about your questions. I asked her for guidance on how to get through the well, or through to the well, and she answered the question.
At least Fiona actually said something more than yes and no.
That's just a limit on the magic. Not the spirit's fault.
Beggars can't be choosers.
True enough, I suppose. Alright, well, I'm going to go in with this, and depending on the answers, I might change up the third question. Who knows what'll go down. So, get nice and smoky, head into the trance.
Alright, we trust you, Danelle.
The familiar sensation that you're normally expecting seems different this time. The sensation that you normally have of them circling you, it's there, but it feels more like a raging torrent that you're caught in.
Well, Daniel will ask the first question then. Can we end the curse of the well without entering it?
As you put the question out there, you feel the response inside of your head, and it is not a good feeling. It seems very aggressive. And all you get is just, no.
Yeah, had a feeling. Can the well be destroyed?
Yes.
Can it be destroyed without entering the well?
The last one. You see a figure begin to form in front of you. It just leans in. No. And then you see its mouth extend exceedingly long and just almost like it's swallowing you and just gone.
Well, good news and bad news. Looks like the well really wants us to go inside. Apparently we can't stop it from out here, but it can be destroyed from the inside. Beginning to think this might be bigger than we even thought. Not even just a thing for the North. Almost felt like this is a well for all souls, like a gateway to the underworld or something. Just sucking in the lives of the dead.
I feel like there's an answer, though. I feel like there's a way we can get in without sacrificing someone we don't know. Like, we all band together and we all give a piece of each other's soul in order to get one in, I don't know. Just spitballing.
It's a shame. I just thought of a really good question, too. Don't suppose any of us have the power to summon the dead to talk to them. See if we can poke this guy for answers, gesture at the halves.
No. I only have the power to kill him. To be fair, she does look a little sad by that.
If we waited an arbitrary amount of time, we could maybe learn a little more. Because I wonder, could we barter with souls we don't yet have the power to offer yet? Myths and folktales, they're always filled with these stories of tricksters, right? You go in, just somebody. No exceptional powers of their own, usually. And you make deals you can't possibly fulfill, and then somehow, through misadventure, you do the impossible, right? What if we offered the pit something truly ridiculous, like... Checks notes, definitely not Daniel wondering what's happening here. Like Temis's soul. What
Have
if
you
we
been
offer...
reading? You've been reading Gogol here. This is like the plot of Dead Souls.
What if we offer the soul of a fallen god on the rise again? At a later date, It's a wild plan and extremely dangerous, even if it does work, and it might not even. But there may be ways we can cheat the laws of the universe themselves.
It definitely is a soul we don't own.
That's all the riddle says. Offer something that's not ours.
Yes, but what are the consequences if we don't follow through with our actions?
Probably extraordinarily dire.
But it's not like that's not our life.
We also don't need to bet everyone's souls on one gamble.
Ula starts thinking back, we saw what, 2 of the omens?
I think just one so
One.
far that you'll know.
The Red Star.
What's his name? Had talked about.
Okay. Ula is thinking about what, like, okay, so we haven't seen any of the other 2 omens yet, but she's thinking Daniel might be onto something with this, trying to offer up the god's soul. And she's thinking it could work because we know that we're supposed to be in Kutrov at that time. We showed up a little too early to our destiny, so
I'm beginning to learn that my attempts to predict the future have maybe led to nothing good, or at least not in the way I intended. But I think I'm willing to take a chance on bargaining with the well, making a promise I maybe can't keep.
We're also assuming it's a sentient being that can be bargained with and not just an object with set rules. I mean, is it a tool or is it a sentient object? I guess maybe we have to determine that too.
We haven't determined it, but I have a vibe. I guess. Magic like this it's funny that way. If nothing else, there was a single figure that seemed to be materializing in my vision. So, even if it's not the well itself, there's some entity that has a great presence here.
Amen. When he told us the story, he told us we could either be a slave to fate or create our own. Let's create our own.
I will lend whatever I need to help. I will even tie myself to the project.
And once again, we don't need to risk everyone's souls on this. Like, ideally,
But I will risk mine.
Ideally,
if the Order of Salvation wants this well, then I will destroy it.
Okay.
So if I give away Jules, I'm sorry, if I give away Key's soul and she gives away mine, does that count as 2?
No, that'd only be 1 because the soul has to be basically put into the stone or into the crystal, and that'll allow somebody access.
Right, so I don't think the bargaining thing's going to work because we have to have proximity to the person's soul.
Drat.
On the piece of paper, is there instructions on how to get the soul into either the black mirror or the purple gem?
Yes.
Okay.
So looking over, basically it needs to be set up so the mirror is towards the head of the sacrifice. The crystal needs to be set in front of that, and basically when the person is sacrificed, the mirror reflects their soul into the crystal.
Okay, so it's too late for the necromancer. I was going to try to summon the necromancer's soul into it, but it sounds like it's too late.
I feel like there's still something we're missing. But Key's almost to the point she's ready to give up hers because
Well, I would assume, being raised in the monastery, that I've probably checked out many books while there. Is there anything that I've come across during my training that might help in this situation?
For this, you can try to do a lore check. It's going to be a formidable one. This is, or actually, no, because the type of like rituals and stuff that is supposed to be performed is forbidden. It's basically been outlawed everywhere. Most of the stuff is thought to have been destroyed, or if it hasn't been destroyed, it is under lock and key.
Is it possible that I've heard stories about it from the elders?
Yeah, you can do be a daunting lore check.
So what does the daunting mean? Adding one?
For difficulty.
Sorry, is that the purple or the black?
Purple. You know, it brings some balance. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Oh no. Yeah, nothing. You think you know which one may have known about it, but he was very tight-lipped on anything that is considered forbidden. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick break. And we'll
More time to think.
finish it off.
a whole lot more hairs to split, no matter what.
And we're back.
I mean, clearly we just take a soul gem with us and we save it to take out the big bad and then come back, right?
Yeah,
Surely.
but what's gonna fill in this space? We've already cleared out the wraiths and the spider.
I think
Can we ask
Ooh.
the survivors for volunteers?
I would never let that happen. What about the wraiths, though? Are they souls? Could we go back and trap some wraiths in some soul gems?
Sort of. I mean, they are.
They don't belong to us. We do not own them. It would be a soul in the soul gem. And it would also be getting rid of something dangerous in the world.
Yeah.
I think we should camp and think about it and come up with a plan.
Yeah, we haven't even opened the door yet. Maybe there will be some more shenanigans as we plunge deeper. But to get back into character, I'm still loath to go along with their rules at all, but we'll keep our options open for now. See what we can do. Maybe an opportunity will present itself to us.
I'm half tempted to just sit there and meditate on the door, calling on Feeney, and just keep sending light energy to it until it cracks.
We could, like I said, we could camp. We could all take a shift.
I'm fine with that.
Key, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I mean, I could use the help and the strength if I'm going to attempt this, because this is an antithesis of everything I follow. Sacrificing something in order to get in. Like, this is...
I was just
I'd
thinking,
sit
like,
there for weeks.
we'd each spend our watch, like, contemplating it, or you'd concentrate on your god. Whatever anyone did on their watch turn.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I mean, Key's almost ready. Like I said, she's almost ready to sacrifice her own soul to get this stuff done.
Except it won't work.
Well, if I let one of you do it.
I mean, in theory, first of all, none of us would do it. But second of all, I don't know if that would work, because if you're willing...
We all saw that face. We're not going to pretend that we missed that.
Fair enough. All right, well,
can't
she's
just
willing...
hold hands and jump in?
If you want to. But seriously, she's willing to sit there and meditate on this door and, like, try to force it open by sheer freaking will at this point.
Ula wants to look over that, those plans thing again.
Okay.
Does it make any, does it say that you have to do the sacrifice and trap the soul when you're at the well? Or is this something where you could trap a soul out somewhere else and then bring the stone to the well?
Basically, as long as you bring the soul or a soul to gain entrance to the well, it doesn't necessarily have to be here. It'll likely be easier here, seeing as how that's where the soul well is. It doesn't have to be done here.
It doesn't say anything about condition of the soul or nothing about any of that.
Nope.
Human, animal.
Well, from the drawing, it's humanoid.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a human, but
Well, that
humanoid.
gets rid of my spider idea.
Should we camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Key, you taking first watch? I can take second.
Yep. I will likely be contemplating the door though, and sending divine probes at it. So hopefully Garn stays up with me.
So you want Garnd to actually do the watch?
Yeah, I watch my back as I sit there and needle holes at this door, trying to find a weakness in it, because I know that this is based on the sadness I felt from my goddess. Like, this is not something she's happy about.
All right. Yeah. When you ask Garn to stay up, I stay, Garn stay. He just
She
kinda walks over back towards the entrance and just stands there.
You are a noble thing, Garn. And then she'll contemplate the door. She'll do what she can, meditate on it.
All right. Not gonna make you roll for it. So, as you sit there and begin to meditate, you feel that connection building again. Though this time you weren't trying to connect, to seek guidance, but you can tell that Fiona could sense it, could sense the kind of the turmoil building within you. As you sit there, meditate, focus, you see this woman kind of appear, light flowing down. She kind of looks like she sits down on a rock in front of you. As you kind of look around, you can see you're in kind of an open field. There's a couple rocks sitting around, and as you look down, you can see that you're on like just kind of a log. She just curls her hands. What troubles you?
My quest brings me to a decision that I cannot make.
I can understand.
What we need to accomplish is on the other side, because it will do much good for the realm. But the sacrifice that we are being asked to make is too great. There must be another way to get past this door.
There may be. But how long that will take for you to find is beyond even my sight. I do understand your hesitation, and I do not ask you to perform this task. But as you say, if it is something that is threatening the world and threatens many more lives, then you have to ask yourself, what is saving the realm worth? Sometimes horrific acts need to be done. We do not relish in them. But what do you consider the cost for the lives of millions.
I don't understand why Divine Providence brought me to save the people in that room, and now you're asking me to choose when I could give up my life willingly.
And that is an option you may do. But you gotta remember, I did not ask you to perform these acts. You asked me if there was a way. And that is what I told you. Sometimes horrific acts need to be done for the greater good. We all die. We all have a fate. You saved those people that were there. You healed the one that was injured. But do you know what their fate is? I don't. The sisters take care of that. I'm not condoning what has to be done. But if it is adamant that you get in there, then you know the cost. Are you willing to pay it? Or stand by while some other pays the cost? You see her slowly stand. She kind of comes closer to you, looks down, reaches down, kind of tilts your head up with her fingers under your chin. Rest now. That is what is good for you. The horrors that you've seen, you need to look at things fresh. And with that, she slowly starts to just fade away. As you kind of snap out of it, see Garn kind of looking at you, holds out a rag.
Like his chloroform rag?
No, I mean, it looks like it. You have to smell it to find out.
I mean, she did say rest. And it seems like fate. He was right there with it.
She totally put him up to
Are
it.
we really doing this? Oh god.
Yeah, let's go into a drug-induced sleep, but I will wake up Jewel first.
Well, you wake up Jewel. You kind of, look at Garn. Slowly take the rag. Or like the handkerchief he's holding out. And you kind of go take a whiff of it. And he's just... No, ice! And it's at that moment you realize that you have tears coming down.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, obviously I'm in a confused state of mind. Yeah, okay. She thanks Garn. She looks at Jewel. Please only wake me if something's attacking.
Rest. We all need it. We're all only human.
She kind of cocks her head because, like, it's almost exactly what she just heard and just nods and goes to sleep.
So as you lay down, you see Garn go over, kind of nudge Jorlak. He just kind of like grabs like the scruff and starts pulling him until he finally gets up. He walks over towards where you're laying down and just shoves him. Jorlek just doesn't even budge. He just kind of like lays down, curls around you, and Garn kind of crawls up onto him, nuzzles in, and goes to sleep. So you're now encased in fur.
Nice and cozy.
Sounds like a great bed to me.
A puppy pile. All right, Jewel is going to ponder the stones with the gems, ponder the black mirrors, read the letter or the instructions, try to think it through. She's going to spend some time looking at the door, thinking it through. And after about an hour into her watch, she's going to get as close as she can to all the group members, and she's going to cast teleportation on everybody.
So as you begin to cast, you can feel a connection from something else. And you can feel the power within it. It almost seems to guide your actions. And as you start to kind of put markings down on the stone, you feel the power building. As you go and finish, you kind of sit, look at everyone, mark off the last piece, give the words, and you watch the world just crumple in and pop out. You are now outside of Stowhill. Back where you had all started your adventure. Just outside of town, not too far. I mean, you're almost right outside the gates.
Jewel's going to look one more time at the group, look at each member, including Garn, including Jorn, and teleport herself away. Only herself.
Alright, and once again, this one now being easier, you just gone.
Did you two plan this?
God damn you.
You both.
Oh. And you know, even if we put aside for a moment this bullshit, we still had things to do on that side of the continent, darn it. There was another quest up there. That's fine. This
is fine. Everything's fine.
In all honesty, my conclusion was that this is something we need to come back to, because there is definitely another way, but we cannot find it just sitting here trying to chisel our way in. So
yeah,
I'm glad this
well
happened from a story progression point, but god damn it. What the fuck just happened?
When everybody wakes up, we're going to be so pissed.
And you left us alone in zombie country?
Yeah. No shit.
We were protected because we were like a half a continent away from this asshole that we had gotten those.
They definitely know we got rid of the coins because he spoke back to him through the fucking mirror, the little coin.
That would be in the mountains if he dropped you there. You're literally right
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, but we're at the
Stone.
base of those mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we got there the first time. Oh well, this is fine.
I mean,
And we'll
I'm very pleased with where this session has gone, but at the same time, ooh.
And we'll never know now if Key would have made the sacrifice.
So yeah, that's tonight's session.
And where did you go, Jewel? Where'd you go?
All right, for those that have stuck around and watched, thank you. We're gonna kill it for tonight. So hopefully we should be back next Monday. Till then, have a good night.